Dreams about being trapped in a confined space, such as a locked room, a narrow tunnel, or a stalled elevator, are among the most intense and emotionally charged experiences people report. These dreams often trigger feelings of panic, helplessness, and urgency. Although they may seem frightening or unsettling, they are rarely random. Instead, they often reflect deeper psychological states, unresolved emotions, and subconscious perceptions of control, pressure, or restriction in waking life. At the most basic level, dreams of confinement symbolize a perceived lack of freedom. When the mind creates a scenario in which a person cannot move, escape, or access the outside world, it may be mirroring a situation in real life where the dreamer feels restricted or trapped. This restriction may come from many sources: demanding responsibilities, a rigid work environment, a strained relationship, financial pressure, or even personal expectations. The confined space in the dream becomes a metaphor for the boundaries that feel impossible to cross in reality. Elevators, for example, are a common setting in these dreams. An elevator that stops suddenly between floors or refuses to open its doors can symbolize a feeling of being stuck between stages of life. The dreamer may feel unable to move forward toward their goals, but also unable to return to a previous, more comfortable situation. The vertical movement associated with elevators, going up or down, often represents progress or decline. When the elevator becomes trapped, it may reflect a sense that one's personal growth, career advancement, or emotional development has stalled. Similarly, dreams of being locked inside a room often symbolize emotional isolation. A room represents a contained personal space, and when its doors are locked or inaccessible, it may indicate that the dreamer feels cut off from others or unable to express their true thoughts and feelings. This type of dream frequently occurs during periods of loneliness, misunderstanding, or communication breakdown in relationships. The mind uses the imagery of physical barriers to illustrate emotional barriers that feel equally difficult to overcome. Another common interpretation relates to internal pressure. Confined spaces naturally limit movement and breathing, which can evoke feelings similar to stress or anxiety in waking life. When responsibilities accumulate, deadlines, obligations, expectations from family or society, the mind may represent this pressure through claustrophobic dream environments. The dreamer might feel the walls closing in, the air becoming heavy, or the space shrinking. These sensations symbolize psychological pressure building beneath the surface of daily life. Dreams of confinement can also be connected to a fear of losing control. In everyday life, people often rely on a sense of autonomy, the belief that they can make decisions, change direction, and influence their circumstances. When this autonomy feels threatened, the subconscious may create scenarios where control is completely removed. Being trapped in an elevator, locked in a room, or stuck in a narrow corridor reflects a moment when the dreamer cannot change their environment. This loss of agency mirrors situations in waking life where choices feel limited or external forces dominate one's path. Interestingly, the emotional reaction within the dream can reveal additional insight. If the dreamer feels panic, desperation, or fear, it may indicate that the situation causing stress in waking life feels urgent or overwhelming. On the other hand, if the dreamer remains calm while trapped, it may suggest that they are beginning to accept or process the constraints they face. In some cases, the dream may even evolve into problem solving, searching for hidden doors, windows, or escape routes. This shift can represent the mind exploring possible solutions to real-life challenges. Confined space dreams may also emerge during periods of transition. Life changes, such as moving to a new city, changing careers, entering or ending a relationship, or facing major responsibilities, can create uncertainty and emotional tension. During these times, people may feel temporarily stuck between past and future identities. The subconscious often represents this transitional phase through enclosed environments where movement is restricted until a new path becomes clear. From a psychological perspective, these dreams can be understood through the lens of emotional processing. During sleep, The brain reorganizes experiences, thoughts, and unresolved feelings. Dreams provide a symbolic language through which the mind can express complex internal states. The image of confinement is powerful because it combines physical limitation with emotional intensity. It allows the dreamer to confront feelings of vulnerability, pressure, or frustration in a vivid and memorable form. However, these dreams are not always purely negative. In some interpretations, confinement can symbolize a stage of introspection or personal transformation. Just as a seed must remain enclosed in the soil before it can grow, moments of restriction in life may precede periods of change and development. The dream may therefore represent a temporary phase where the dreamer is processing emotions, gathering strength, or reconsidering their direction before emerging into a new stage of life. Another important aspect is the role of the environment within the dream. The size, lighting, and condition of the confined space often reflect emotional nuances. A dark, cramped room may symbolize fear or uncertainty, while a small but safe space may suggest protection or withdrawal from overwhelming external demands. Even subtle details, such as a flickering light, a partially open door, or distant sounds, can indicate that the subconscious mind is searching for solutions or possibilities beyond the immediate limitation. Ultimately, dreams about being trapped in confined spaces highlight a fundamental human concern: the need for freedom and control over one's life. When this need feels threatened, the mind may dramatize the experience through powerful imagery. Rather than viewing such dreams simply as nightmares, they can be seen as messages from the subconscious, signals that something in waking life may require attention, adjustment, or reflection. By paying attention to these dreams and the emotions they evoke, individuals may gain valuable insight into their inner state. Feelings of confinement in dreams often invite the dreamer to ask important questions. Where in my life do I feel restricted? What pressures am I carrying? What changes might restore a sense of movement or possibility? In this way, even unsettling dreams can serve a meaningful purpose. They reveal the hidden tensions beneath daily routines and encourage self-awareness. And once the dreamer recognizes the symbolic meaning of the confined space, the dream itself may gradually change. Doors may open, elevators may move again, and the once closed room may finally lead back into the open world.